Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome back to the Humble Servant Homestead. Guys, today we are out here getting ready to plant our potatoes. Well, first and foremost, I want you all to forgive us for this wind. It is a very windy day out here. But guess what? Garden chores have to get done either way. And we also want to say, hey, it is planting season. So if you are thinking about planting, you don't know where to start with planting, just get on up and get on outside and start something. Start somewhere, guys. Instead of thinking about doing it, just go on out and do it. So we're going to get into it. We have our potatoes here that we will be planting out in our raised bed. But before we get into that, we are, yes, in Grow Zone 8A. This is March the 20th, and I just want to come on in and let you all know the time, the date of when we are planting, so that way, wherever you are in the world, you can keep up with us and what it is that we're doing here on the homestead. Now, come on in, camera lady. We'll give a little bit more detail and demonstration of what we have going on here. So these are potatoes that we saved from last year, guys. Instead of going on out and buying a whole bunch of bags of potatoes that only have, I want to say, about 5 or so pounds in them. Now, initially, that's what we did. We got these potatoes, we went to the store, and we bought seed potatoes. And so, of course, after we harvest out all of our potatoes last year, we kept some back for this purpose, and we're going to kind of go over them a little bit. As you all can see, these potatoes have eyes on them, also known as chit on them. This right here, this particular variety is the Yukon Gold potato. Have been doing really well for us here on the homestead. You can go back and check out our potato videos, and you can see that the proof is in the pudding. All right.
So in the soil.
In the soil. Well,
the proof is in the soil.
Is in the soil. There you go. I like that. So right back here, guys, we also have red Norlands. Now they're not looking the best. Some of them is a bit shriveled up, but that right there is perfectly fine. I am going to tell you why. That is perfectly fine. Okay. So here we have a red Norland. It is very shriveled on up. But one of the things I want you to pay attention to, the eyes on this potato. This is where all your roots and all your little nodes and stuff will be coming out of, is this eye on this potato. It is only pulling the energy from the potato right now to create those eyes. Once you put this potato in the soil, shrivelness on this potato does not hinder your potato from growing, guys, because once you get in, your roots will be coming from the chits, not the potato itself. So keep that in mind. So this is a perfectly fine potato. We have about 3 eyes or 3 nodes on this potato right here, or 3 chits on this potato right here, and it is ready to go on into the soil. Now we do have some potatoes here that is a bit smaller. As you all can see, they're real tiny. Now what we will do is we will put 2 potatoes in a hole because they're this small, okay? And this potato only have 1 eye on it, where that this only have 1. So we're just putting 2 in there. Now guess what? We have 2 chits on this potato right here. So with no further ado, let's get on over here. Like I said, if you all has been following us, you know and see the method of how we go about planting our potatoes here in the garden. Now I'm going to tell you, oftentimes we may be looking at the right or wrong way on how to plant out in the garden. I'm going to tell you, if it is your garden and you want to plant your potatoes upside down or whatever way, that is up to you. But you will know that when that potato get ready to start grow and do something for you, it may not do anything because you plant it upside down. Okay, that is what gardening is all about. It's about you learning from your mistakes and how to better apply going forward. Okay, so for us here, over here, the method that we are actually going back with here in the garden that works really well for us. Like I said, my wife said, the proof is in the soil. All right, so what we did here, guys, we came back on in with our holes. So all throughout this garden bed right here, it is holes all the way on up. When I first started off in this row, as y'all can see, we have about 5 holes of the width of this bed right here. But then what I did as I go on, I kind of dragged it in just a little bit closer. So we have now 6 holes going on up. That is a lot of potatoes, right? But guess what? That is a lot of seed potatoes. But what we are looking for is that great yield from these seed potatoes right here. You think about, you come on in, don't know how much those seed potatoes weigh, but you plant, say, 12 pounds of seed potatoes, and you're able to come on in here and harvest 100 pounds of potatoes. To me, that right there is a win-win, right? So we're going to give you all the breakdown. Like I said, we do have another video from last year showing you all how we go about planting those potatoes. You could check that video on out. But what we have here is our hole. Now our hole is right at about 8 to 10 inches deep. That is how deep we have those holes. It may not look like it now because some of the soil fell back down in the hole, but once I put those potatoes in, I will push them down on inside of the hole, giving them that 8 to 10 inches deep. That's the strong wind. I'm gonna wait till that wind die off a little bit. Okay, and so that's what we did. Put them in about that deep, 8 to 10 inches deep. Now, the reason for that is as those potatoes grow, guys, and start putting out those tubers. Of course, you know those tubers, they're going to expand underneath the soil, and that is why you want real nice loose soil to start off with, so that way those potatoes can expand underneath the soil. And so because we are not coming in to hill these potatoes on up, that is the reason why I plant them so deep, because we're not hilling them, okay? Now, if you were hilling your potatoes, you may want to just put them in, say probably about 4 inches, and as you get some as you get some greenery on them, you come on in and hill those on up. But we're not doing it because we have them inside of the raised bed, and plus of how our garden is structured and set up, we just don't have soil to pull from the sides of these garden beds to hill up the potatoes. But what I also will do, I am going to once give them about a week or so, and then I'm going to come back on in and top these garden beds on up a little bit more with some organic matter, some goat manure that we have that's been sitting down for quite a while. Also, another thing, if you notice, I will at times come on in with mulch on the top of these beds right here. Now the mulch is for when those potatoes start growing, guys, and start bulging up out of the soil. That mulch on top help those potatoes to stay away from the sun, because you know that if sunlight touch those potatoes, they will turn green, and therefore your potato will be toxic. Now, not saying that you, it is up to you. It is your preference. I mean, I have eaten potatoes that have a little bit of greenery on them, and I'm still here, okay? But it's up to you if you want to throw those potatoes up, or you can throw them out, or you can keep them, let them chip, and you can use them back and plant them out inside of the garden.
As seed potatoes.
As seed potatoes, yes. Because guess what? Nothing goes to waste here on the homestead.
That's right.
Now, what we have in here as our fertilizer, we have a balanced fertilizer of our N, P, and K inside of these holes. And of course, you know, we cannot forget about our wood ash that we came on in and put in here as well, that have your potassium, your calcium, and also magnesium in that wood ash. More trace minerals that you can put on out inside of your garden. Oftentimes, that's what I tell you guys. A lot of these big trees didn't just get big overnight. over the years they have been pulling all that mineral, all that nutrients from out of the soil. Therefore, they store them inside of their bark, inside of their leaves. And guess what? When you burn it, those trace minerals are left behind, and that is what we have here. um, Plus, like I said, our balanced fertilizer. So, and plus, we also have a little bit more fertilizer, or organic matter from our goat manure as well. This right here helps to keep that soil moist, help to release a slow release of organic fertilizer into the soil from the goat manure here. All right, so what we're going to do, we'll give you all a quick demonstration of planting out our potatoes. All right, so what we're going to do here, so right here we have one. We do have more chits on this potato here that is coming on up. We do have one big chit on this potato. But what I will do, I think this should be fine.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to plant this one. Now, one of the things when you planted the potato, you hear me mention in the video, if you plant your potato down like this, you will notice, hey, you may not get any growth, because guess what? You plant the eye of the potato down, or you plant the eye of the chit down into the soil, therefore hindering it from growing how it's supposed to. So whenever you're planting your potato, always plant the chit facing up. Sometime on your potatoes you may have a chit here, you may have a chit underneath, a chit. Sometimes you have 2-3 chits on one potato. Some may be facing down, but what you want to do, face the most healthiest chit that you have and try to face them on up. Okay, so what we're going to do, come on in, camera lady, show them what we're going to do here. So with this potato, we're simply, because we have a lot of chits over. Hey, little mama, how you doing? You want to come and see what I'm doing? Huh? You want to see what I'm doing? Well, guess what? I'm planting potatoes, right? Right? And so that right there is our dog Lola here, and I guess she wants to come and check me out to see what's going on. Hey, winter is almost out of the way. We're going to shave her on up and get her looking real nice. All right, come on, girl. Place, lay down, stay. All right, you gonna chill with me? Stay. Thank you. So come on in here, guys. And so what we're going to do, we have some chits right here on this side that is not fully developed, but as time goes on, these chits right here will start sprouting and start germinating once the weather get real nice. Now we're going to come on in right here, just like this, and we're going to push down, okay? And like I said, that right there give that 8 to 10 inches depth that we're looking for. All right, so here we have another one, and like I said, we have chits coming out from different sides. Now, one of the things I want to also show you, come on in, camera lady. I said that your roots do not come from your potato, come from the chits. Now, I want to just follow up on that to show you what it is that I'm talking about. If you see this potato right here, okay, here go that eye on that potato. Now, if you notice, these are the roots that are coming off of this eye or off the chit right here on this potato. So that right there is just to show you all what it is that I was talking about. Now, this is a pretty big potato, but you know what? We're going to send them on in. I think he should do just fine. Usually potatoes this big, you want to actually cut them at least in half, right? And once you cut them in half, you're able to increase your potatoes that you will be planting on out inside of the garden. But guys, we have a lot of potatoes. We have a whole lot. Like this bin right here, it is not light. This is a very heavy bin. Plus we have more down there at the bottom garden, because yes, I will be planting some on out in the soil as well. But come on in, camera lady. So here we have a chit facing down, but majority of our chits are up on the top side. So we're going to kind of put this one right here at an angle, so all the chits will be facing up. And right there, that depth, we're looking right at about, I'd say about 6 inches. You know, but what we're going to do, we're going to hold this potato now, and we're going to push it on down. Now, that is the beautiful part about having real nice loose soil in your garden, because you're able to do that. You're able to work with that soil right there. All right. So here we have another one. We have some chits coming out. We're going to just push that on down, just like that. Here we have another little small potato. We're going to push that down in just like that. Now look at that. We have quite a bit of eyes coming from this potato. Now on the back side, if you notice, no eyes. So we're going to put this bottom side facing down on the soil. All right. Just push that on down.
Wait a minute, did you put a potato in there already?
In here?
No, the fourth one you just put in there.
Yes, there's a potato right here. That's where I just put that potato.
Okay.
Okay, now look at this potato right here. As y'all can see, hey, it had a rough life. You know, starting to have a little bit of rot on the backside right here, but that's okay. Because guess what? This potato may get inside of this soil and rotten away anyway. What we're focusing on is those chits, right? We're going to still plant it. We're planting hundreds of potato. If this one right here never makes it, that is okay. That is all right. It's the chances that we take out here inside of the garden, guys. You know, when it comes to gardening, I don't really like to get over political about gardening. Get out there and grow something, okay? I'm going to tell you, you could come out here and just drop a seed inside of the garden, and guess what? Man, that seed go and find some soil or something like that, and next thing you know, you're like, oh, I didn't plant this. That seed, and didn't even have to give it no water, didn't have to give it no fertilizer, but guess what? It may just outgrow everything else that you put your hands on inside of the garden. So gardening is not as hard as people make it seem. It is not as hard as you think that garden is. You just have to get out there and start somewhere. People oftentimes say, oh, you got a green thumb. Guess what? We all have a green thumb.
Right.
You just have not put yours in the soil as yet. So if you haven't, how do you know whether your thumb is green or, I don't know.
Well, it looks like you have a gray beard, but it's not. Yeah, it's something. It's something in it. You got it. Yeah.
But so here we go. We're going to plant out these potatoes, guys. Get on in here because we have a lot that we have to plant out. So we're going to plant 2 in here because we only have 1 chit. So for me, rule of thumb is I like to have at least about 2 or 3 chits on my potatoes. Because for each chit that you have on your potato, this chit right here is going to put out its own roots to create its own tuber, okay? So when you have 2 or 3 chits on your potato, that just increase your yield for that 1 potato right there, okay? So also keep that in mind. Try to have at least 2 to 3 chits on your potatoes. Okay?
Ooh, this wind came out of nowhere.
Yes. But guess what? We are still going to keep on planting.
Absolutely.
That one, we have quite a bit of chits in that one. And also, I guess I'll give you all a quick little walk down here. I'll put that right there so I know where I need to start off when I come back. But if you come on down here, guys, I'll give you all a quick little walk. So this bed right here was the bed that we planted potatoes in, I want to say right at about a week. So this area right here been a week. area back here where we have the mulch that has been 2 weeks. But look at here, we have already have germination. Houston, we have germination.
That's right.
Okay, guys, but as you all can see, and also, yes, my son just pointed out another one. But as you all can see, we came on in with those potatoes, and what we also came on and did, put it some goat manure on top. So like I said, when it rains, a lot of this manure will leach down into the soil. You know, it's a slow release that will help these potatoes to be fed as they grow. All right, and so come on down a little bit more. And also right here, look at that. Look at that. That is a lot of potatoes coming out right here. Okay? So most of the time, guys, you look at these potatoes right here, you see that these potatoes have multiple shoots. And I just broke one, but that will germinate back up. It's real nice and soft and full of moisture. But as time goes on, all these right here is potential to put out tubers, okay? And so, hey, they're popping up all over inside of the garden. Hold on. I already did these.
Yeah.
I'll take that fella. Take it back. That's the thing, when you have a lot of holes out here, you gotta keep up with which one you have already planted out there.
From our angle, we can see which holes have been disturbed.
Gotcha. Okay, and so yes, we have all these potatoes planted on out. I'll say just about a half a bed of potatoes, plus this one full bed of potatoes in here as well. It's between the Yukon Gold and the Red Norlands, okay? And so guys, I am also praying that this video was helpful to you guys. I pray that I touched on something that can help you all out there, so that way you all can have a great, successful gardening season. Like I said, spring is here. It is still a little bit cold outside. I want to say 3 days ago we had a frost came on in, and guys, we are still expecting more frost. Now, if you all know, typically I don't usually plant them out this early, but I'm planting them out early this year, and I am praying that the frost don't burn them down. That's what happened about 3 years ago. We end up losing our potatoes, was looking a mess.
Yep.
All right, so I'm praying that they're doing well. Like I said, what I'm going to also do, I'm going to come back on in, and I am going to come with some goat manure and put on top of here, just to give it a little bit more nutrients, a slow release back into the soil. But what we're going to do, we're just simply going to come on in and cover these holes, just like that. Cover these holes on up. And guess what? That's going to be it. It is just that simple, planting out potatoes, guys. I mean, yes, there is a little bit of work that goes into it, but you think about the reward at the end, okay? The reward is great. You know, you get a lot of potatoes. So get on out there and start planting. Start planting something, okay? And so, hey, nonetheless, that right there is it for planting out our potatoes. And I just want to say thanks to each and every one of you all out there for stopping by the Humble Servant Homestead. And as always, peace and blessings to each and every one of you all out there. You remember, you keep a smile on your face, you be happy, you be cheerful, and you be blessed. Until next time, I will catch you all in another video. Remember, keep your head on a swivel. Have a blessed day.